In a small village by a quiet stream lived Ilara. She was a candle maker. Her cottage was tiny and it smelled like beeswax and herbs she picked from the meadow. Every morning she would get up with the sun. Her gentle hands made candles, big and small. She worked with care, pouring her heart into each one. Her light was simple, but it warmed many homes. Far away from this village, in a grand stone palace, lived Queen Seraphina. She had silks and jewels, gardens and fountains, but a quiet sadness often filled her heart. So many rooms, but she still felt so alone. The lords and ladies always bowed low to her. They spoke in quiet, careful voices. She really wished for a simple smile, a true friend. Her royal life felt like a beautiful golden cage. Ilara's candles were special, people whispered. They burned with a steady, happy glow. Some said they chased away bad dreams. Others felt a comfort deep inside. Ilara didn't look for praise or riches. She only wished for her candles to bring peace, to light up a dark corner or a worried face. This simple wish was the magic in her work. Queen Seraphina often stood on her high balcony. She watched the faraway lights of the little towns. Each tiny flicker was a life, a story. She wondered what it was like to be free, free from the heavy weight of a golden crown, free to laugh loudly, to speak from her heart. She longed for something real, something warm, a connection that riches could never buy. One bright fall day, the Queen had an idea, a little spark of adventure in her lonely life. She would dress like a regular traveller. No guards, no jewellery, no fancy silk clothes, just a plain brown cloak and a warm hood. She would walk among her people. She wanted to see the world for herself and maybe find a moment of real peace. Her path took her to Ilara's peaceful village. The air smelled sweet, like honey and dried flowers. A soft light glowed from a small shop window. It was Ilara's candle workshop, and it looked so welcoming. The Queen, who now called herself Sarah, felt pulled towards it. It was so different from her big, cold palace. Here, everything felt simple, warm, and real. She hoped to find a little comfort inside. Sarah, the Queen in disguise, stepped into the workshop. Ilara looked up from dipping candles. Her hands had wax on them and her apron was a little dirty, but her smile was as bright as her best candle. "Welcome, traveller," Ilara said, her voice kind. "Come in, rest your feet by the fire." She didn't see a queen in front of her, just a woman who looked a little tired, a little lost. Ilara offered Sarah warm cider in a clay mug. They sat together by the crackling fire. Ilara talked about her candles, her village, and the simple things that made her happy. Sarah listened, and her heart slowly started to feel lighter. She had never felt such easy friendship with anyone. No fancy bows, no special titles, just honest talk. Before leaving, Sarah bought a small lavender-smelling candle. Its soft smell filled her with a quiet hope. Sarah went back to Ilara's shop many times, always in her plain cloak, always as a friend. Ilara said hello to her each time with a happy smile. Their friendship grew like a steady flame. Ilara would tell stories about the people in the village, the baker's new bread, the kids' laughter. Sarah listened, and for a little bit she forgot she was queen. These visits became her favorite times. Ilara patiently taught Sarah how to make candles, how to melt the golden beeswax just right, how to pick the herbs for their special smells, how to carefully put in the pure white wicks. Sarah's royal hands learned this simple skill. She felt really good making light. The warm workshop, Ilara's gentle help. It was like a comfort to her lonely heart. Sarah would bring small gifts for Ilara, a rare wildflower she found in the woods, a smooth grey stone from a mountain stream. Ilara really liked these simple gifts of friendship, more than any gold coin or fancy jewel. In return, Ilara gave Sarah her prettiest candles. Candles that glowed with the light of their friendship. They showed they cared for each other without saying words. One afternoon, while they were working, Sarah's glove slipped off. For a second, Ilara saw a ring on her finger. It had fancy carvings with a tiny royal bird, a picture Ilara had seen on flags from the main city. Ilara was surprised for a moment. Who was this dear friend, this kind Sarah? But she didn't say what she was thinking. Real friends trust each other and wait and understand. The day finally came when Sarah knew she had to tell the truth. Keeping a secret was getting too hard. A shiny royal carriage pulled by white horses stopped. It stopped right in front of Ilara's small, simple shop. Ilara watched, and her heart was beating fast like a scared bird. Two guards in shiny armor stood very still next to it. What could this big arrival mean for her? She felt scared, but also amazed. The carriage door opened, and out came Sarah. But not the Sarah Ilara knew. This was Queen Seraphina, wearing a blue velvet dress. A pretty silver crown sat on her golden hair. She looked at Ilara with kind eyes, but she also looked worried. "My dear Ilara," the Queen said softly, "I have something I need to tell you." Ilara was shocked, but she saw the same kind person. Inside the cozy workshop they knew so well, the Queen spoke. She told Ilara how lonely she was in the big palace. She told her how much she wanted a real friend. "Your kindness, Ilara," Queen Seraphina said, and her voice was shaking a little. "And the light of your beautiful candles. They made my life warmer than I ever thought it could be. You were my friend. When you thought I was nobody special, there were tears in the Queen's eyes, and in Ilara's eyes too. Please, Ilara," the Queen went on, taking her hand. "Come to the palace with me, not to be a servant, but as my friend and as the royal candle maker. Help me bring your light and your warmth to my home." Ilara looked around her small shop that she loved. Then she looked at the Queen's hopeful face. She saw her friend Sarah, and Sarah needed her. "Yes, Your Majesty," Ilara whispered, smiling, "I will come." And so the candlemaker's light shined in the palace, and two hearts that were once lonely found happiness together.